Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm John Reisinger.
Suicide Squad is battling its way to hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office, but soon they may be fighting another battle altogether. This one in court, though.
That's a lot worse than the box office.
It's a lot worse. That's a lot harder fight.
Court's like a few steps down.
No.
One fan has decided he's had enough of Warner Brothers and DC shit, to the point where he's now suing the company over false advertising.
According to him, the trailers for the movie were incredibly misleading, specifically because of the absence of Jared Leto's Joker scenes in the final film.
The impending legal case was brought to the internet's urgent attention over on Reddit in a thread titled, "My brother, who is a lawyer, and I are going to sue WB and DC for false advertising, misleading visual images, and gaining a profit from us and millions others due to these acts. Our case has been accepted."
In the post, user Black Panther 2016 makes the
good
astounding,
username.
It's a great username, and he makes an astounding legal argument that movie trailers are like food menus. They give you a preview of what you're gonna get.
Dude, you go to McDonald's, you tell me if you get the French fries you see on the screen.
You don't. You
okay?
don't. Those burgers never look the same.
I used to shoot like menu photography. We made that shit look way better than it actually was in the restaurants.
And so he equated the movie's lack of Joker scenes to DC swapping like the cheese on your Big Mac. He says it's time to draw the fucking line.
Black Panther 2016, never gonna get bad to say that, says that after driving 300 miles to see Suicide
Who
Squad.
drives 300 miles to a theater? Really? You're 300 miles from your nearest theater?
He was incensed to learn that most of the Joker scenes from the film's trailers were nowhere to be found in the actual movie.
He cites the scenes as follows, quote, "When Joker banged his head on his car window, when Joker says, 'Let me show you my toys,' when Joker punches the roof of his car, when Joker drops a bomb with his face all messed up and says, 'Bye-bye.'"
Yeah, because no one's ever cut things out of a trailer into the final film.
It
ever.
is a pretty significant cut, but there are a lot of things that end up in trailers that don't end up in the movies.
Laser Team specifically never did that. There were never entire scenes deleted.
Definitely not.
Those are very specific examples also. The moviegoer took his complaints to the theater, demanding his money back, to which they responded by laughing and kicking him out.
Well,
yeah.
maybe be upset with the theater then? So
Yeah.
He's now suing Warner Brothers and DC over the advertising, the 160 pounds he spent driving from Scotland to London. Oh, well, really, no, Scotland, nowhere in Scotland was showing this?
I'm calling BS on that.
Okay. And damages as well for his embarrassment.
As you can imagine, the commenters on the thread are having a total field day with it. The first comment reads, "Why so litigious?"
No, you gotta read it in.
Why so litigious?
There we go. Now it's a solid
Why
reference.
so litigious?
I like it.
That last one I got.
It's good. You nailed it. So despite the clips, Black Panther 2016 has defended himself really rather admirably, considering that he's Scottish.
Oh, burn to the Scots! After being criticized for his grammar, the user countered that I may not write or speak English as well as you want me to, but I know how to drift, have competed in several European GT class racing championships, and won multiple races while dying.
Nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills.
I can roll my tongue, I can see in the dark, and I'm also good at just generally getting things my way.
Yeah, so I guess all those things would qualify him for legal work.
Sure, why not?
He sounds like a force to be reckoned with. Black Panther 2016 has also clarified that his brother, who is representing him, wanted nothing to do with the case.
Sorry.
However, it's moving forward as of today when the court process is set to begin.
Now, to be a little fair to the plaintiff here, he's not the only one complaining about the Joker's scenes disappearing from the movie. Jared Leto himself has also complained about them, saying they could have made an entire movie out of what was left on the cutting room floor. In total, he's only on screen for around 15 minutes.
And I do have to agree to some degree here. When you look at the trailers, it looks like Joker is a very significant part of the movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did that because, like, that's the only character you're going to recognize, really. So they're like, yeah, Joker's here, along with a bunch of other people you should check out.
Harley Quinn actress Margot Robbie spoke about the missing scenes as well, saying that most of them delved into the backstory of Harley and Joker. So you can see why it'd be cut down just to make time, because the movie had to keep going. However, she felt that diving into Joker and Harley's backstory too much might have caused a little bit of confusion with the present storyline and pulled audiences in one too many directions.
Yeah, as for just how many scenes have actually been cut from Suicide Squad, other users on Reddit assembled a list of at least 22 scenes that looked to have disappeared from the movie.
That's a lot of scenes.
Yeah, and that's just 22 scenes from what we've seen in trailers. There's no telling just how many more there actually are.
So basically, we're gonna get like a ridiculously huge, super extended mega director's cut at some point. It's gonna be like the Lord of the Rings editions that were 4 hours long instead of 2 hours long.
I watched all
right,
those.
We're gonna have that, except Suicide Squad.
I watched all those,
Aren't you
and then
excited?
like the 4 hours of behind the scenes footage is fantastic.
There's so much.
This isn't the first time we've seen someone take Hollywood to task over its misleading trailers. Back in 2011, a Michigan woman filed a lawsuit with Film District, the company that distributed the movie Drive, as well as the cinema where she saw the movie.
In her lawsuit, she claimed that the movie's advertising misled moviegoers into thinking Drive was a fun romp through the streets, a la the Fast and Furious, complaining that there's very little driving in the motion picture. She also accused it of being anti-Semitic for whatever reason.
Yeah, and then she got mad at Crash because there was not a lot of crashes in it. And then way back in 2001, the Citizens for Truth in movie advertising, there's a name, sued basically every film studio and their subsidiaries for false advertising. One of the chief points of the lawsuit was that Sony had actually admitted to creating fake critics to give positive reviews to movies like A Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale was the shit. I love that you get to see what's his name all naked walking down the street, and now he's a superhero called Vision.
What's his
Paul
name?
Bettany.
Paul Bettany.
There we go. It took me a second.
Yeah,
I got it.
to see his dirty ass.
Yeah, so none of this is really new, and it's not hard to see why studios play fast and loose with movie advertising, because it works. If you know Joker and he's the only character you recognize, they're gonna put him front and center to get you into the theater. And despite bad reviews for Suicide Squad, the movie is actually doing just fine commercially. While a lot of people expected a sharp drop in the weekend after its release, projections are still painting the movie as having a really strong second weekend, which is a good sign.
Right now, it looks like Suicide Squad is going to net another 50 to 60 million, which would be around a 60% drop off from the opening weekend to the second weekend. That's much better than the 69% we saw with Batman v Superman.
By 9%.
Yeah.
So as long as people keep going to see movies that have been reframed by some clever trailer editing and fun music, movie studios will continue to toe the line as much as they can outside of showing you scenes from an entirely different movie. Although, considering just how much was cut Suicide Squad, maybe that's exactly what happened. There's another movie in there.
What do you guys think of this angry movie fan standing up to the tyranny of bad trailers? Let us know in the comments.
And for future updates on crazy movie lawsuits, like this video and subscribe to the know. You know, I saw Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was watchable. It's got flaws, but I enjoyed the 2 hours.
It's a good review on Rotten Tomatoes. It's watchable.
26%.
Like, considering what I was worried about from like all the critics and the reviews that were coming out beforehand, I was expecting to go in and be like, oh, get me out of here. But I liked it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Remember that scene that they cut into, which one was it? It was a Michael Bay film that they put into like a Transformers movie, but it was cut from another Michael Bay film, The Island.
It was yeah.
Yeah.
That happened a couple of times because they
That
couldn't afford
literally
to
is-
shut down the entire freeway.
Yeah, that literally is another scene from another movie in a trailer.
But also in the movie.
Yeah.
So I guess that counts.